Thank you so much for showing up to this year's CityEngine user meeting, and it is a pleasure to have organized it and to have you here. So let's just go through a little bit of administrative things. For those that don't know me, my name is Matthias Bühler, and I'm the founder and CTO of Urban. And my company's been founded in 2017. We're at the moment 15 people altogether. And we are a company that obviously is using CityEngine quite extensively. And my original background is in architecture, and my original first steps in 3D graphics were in 1992. So I've been doing certain things for quite some time, and it's still as fascinating as on day one. But also CityEngine, I just realized again today, I started using CityEngine in the CityEngine team actually in 2009. So pretty much exactly 15 years ago to the month, because I started in November, and it's never let me go. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping. For the speakers especially, obviously, you have the buttons for the microphone, for the camera, and for sharing. But before sharing your stuff, I'll need to make you a presenter. I can do this on my end here. Then, after most of the presentations, we are going to have some questions, or whenever you think there's something unclear, please use the chat window which you find in the interface. Then organizers and supporters. So organized was pretty much everything by either Urban or also in this, like always, this is done in collaboration with Esri Inc., or more specifically Esri R&D in Zurich that develops CityEngine. So huge thanks to everybody involved that helped with creating the visuals, organizing the presentations, reaching out to people, and bringing in people, speakers, and so on. It is a fantastic privilege to be able to do this with everybody involved. Thank you so much. And yeah, so let's dive a little bit into the history. So the first CityEngine user meeting was held in 2017, so not too long ago, but still it's like 7 years, in Copenhagen, Denmark. Then 2018, Zurich, Switzerland. 2019, again, Zurich, physical. Then 2020, there was a certain year we still made a CityEngine user meeting. We held one online. Then 2021 was kind of at somewhat towards the end of that certain thingy, and we did a hybrid stream basically from Zurich, where some of the speakers, or I think all of the speakers, were actually physically in Zurich. And we streamed from there. Then 2022, we also held it again online. And then we switched a little bit to 2023.1. That implies there's a second one or multiple. So that was I would say, a little bit of an experiment. We tried to incorporate the CityEngine user meeting in context of the Geodesign Summit that is held in Redlands, California. And this was, let's say, a hybrid event also with ArcGIS Urban. So this is why this was called UCM, like Urban and CityEngine user meeting. And then the same thing, 2023.2, that was actually also, or again, held in Zurich, Switzerland. Also the tandem between the two, like brother and sister tools. And though we basically decided to, because the audience of the tools are slightly different, they're in different positions, they have usually different backgrounds. Some of them are more planners, while CityEngine users are, I would say, more, let's say, coders and thinkers and usually a bit more, let's say, technical oriented in the sense of technical tools, programming. And so because of that, we then said, hey, let's separate those two again, and which then gave me personally, because I was extremely busy this year, and there are some things going on. So I personally then pushed things a little bit further back and decided to just, hey, let's continue the history, and let's make another one online. And like next to the CityEngine user meeting, I'm also organizing the ICE conference, some of you may have heard of, and that's purely online. And the beautiful thing for that is that you can reach a lot of people that usually would not be able to physically travel. So doing sometimes event physical and sometimes online or sometimes hybrid is something that I just in general like to switch it up. And also not, I think also the society in general gets a little bit more, let's say, sensitive about, should I really fly everywhere, right? The planet and the upcoming generations say thank you also. Yeah, so 2024, here we are online. Now, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so this is technically, or no, not technically, this is the 9th CityEngine user meeting, and can't wait for the next 90. All right, well, I'm probably not going to get that old. All right, sweet. So some smiling faces saying Swiss cheese or saying CityEngine from the last CityEngine user meeting in Zurich. Moving on to more cool pictures that we made in last year's CityEngine user meeting. All right, cool. So agenda. We have a couple of really cool things for you to enjoy, basically. So we have Ioannis talking about 3D GIS-based viewshed analysis. Then we have Farshad talking about digital twin strategies for cities where the data is scarce. Then we have Toby, one of my own developers. Then we have Dar, also kind of returning from Dar, presenting also last year. And then we just heard Matthias Specht in the background. He's the CGA development lead. Obviously, we're going to wait for some new really cool features of CGA that was just released in beta. Some of you may have played with this a little bit in CityEngine 2024.1. And after that, we're just going to have, if there are some questions, just a little bit of an open discussion. And I would say we start with the first presentation.